It is March 22nd, day 61 of the Trump presidency. And I have to be honest, I really wanted to skip tonight. I'm just really tired. And honestly, well, I think I'm kind of desensitized to the news at this point. I was going to say there's not that much crazy stuff happening, but there kind of is. There really is no break from this. There's no day where nothing happens. There used to be days where nothing happened. Kind of miss that, don't you? Anyways, let's get into it. So obviously, I'm sure you guys know or you remember that the various government websites have been removing women and minorities from their archives. In particular, a lot of military websites have been removing women and minorities. The Pentagon also had removed women and minorities. Well, now they're starting to get questioned publicly about this, and they're freaking out, and they're trying to reinstate the people that they removed. And here's exactly what I was saying in the last week or two. All of these organizations, including Target, including Costco, basically all of America is in a situation where they are being forced to choose between complying with a dictatorship that is requiring ridiculous things that are un-American and illegal, or pissing off the whole entire country, basically, right? Except for Christian white men and their concubines, frankly. Like, that's it. Those are the only people that are not horrified by what's happening. And that, I'm not going to lie, I think that's a hard decision. I think if you're a corporation, if you are an organization that is beholden to Trump, like the Pentagon, I can understand why they're scrambling, and I can understand that trying to figure out what the hell to do is actually not that easy, because the Trump administration is not going to stop like harassing these organizations. Clearly, look what they just did to Columbia University. So in any case, the problem with the Pentagon reinstating these profiles is that then they're just going to get more shit from Trump. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Don't ask me. I'm really glad. I'm happy I'm not in Washington. I'm happy I'm not a part of any of this shit. I'm happy to just be a citizen right now that just is like kind of a nobody. It's great. It's the best time to not be very wealthy at all, to not have any stocks. It's the best time to just, there's a downside to that too, isn't there? But, in any case, I wouldn't want to be any of the people that have to deal with this administration on a daily basis directly. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But I fear that the Trump administration is going to make them just like take it back down again. So I think that maybe some of their families of these people could sue, probably. I don't know. A lot of this stuff is just getting heated up, really. Like, the burners are just getting turned on, and legally speaking in particular. There are still court cases wrapping up over election fraud allegations that were falsified back in 2020. Actually, is it OAN just lost the lawsuit? Anyways, so like that's how long this crap takes. And the problem with that is if you're trying to rely on our justice system to protect you from a dictatorship, it doesn't work because our justice system is broken and slow and it doesn't work very well. So here we are. Instead, we are in the midst of an authoritarian takeover. Anyways, Target is currently down 7 million shoppers. And Costco is up by 5 million, and that is because of their DEI policies. So if you want to know where America really stands about this stuff, look at where the money's going. And honestly, I used to love Target. I have posts on my social media jokingly and lovingly referring to Target as church. I have not been there in months. I already hadn't. I just, I wanted to cut back on spending because I believe in this financial protest anyways. They're actually starting to talk about no buy 2025 on like NPR and other stations. And I believe in that principle. However, obviously there are some things we have to buy, right? Like we have to get groceries, we have to get gasoline, there's things we have to buy. And so where you choose to do that is really powerful right now. And they're listening, they're paying attention. Again, what are they going to do about it? For some of these organizations and businesses, it's just too late. In particular, Tesla, probably, I don't know, Starbucks is probably not doing very well either, but, and a lot of, unfortunately, like frivolous spending, like we just don't have the money right now either, right? Like it's not, some of it is a financial protest and some of it's just like people are scared and people are losing jobs, and that's a really big deal, and it's going to affect all of us in one way or another. So Venezuela is now accepting back their former citizens that have migrated to the US, which I'm actually really happy to hear that. So they're allowing repatriation of migrants because of what's happening, because the United States is going crazy and doing horrible things to people who have immigrated here. And again, they're now admitting that so many of the people that they've sent away have literally no criminal record. And some of the stuff that they're citing as evidence is the most nonsensical bullshit you've ever heard in your life. They don't have any evidence. They're just like, you're brown, get out. Literally. You speak Spanish, get out. Speaking of which, U.S. Homeland Security today revoked the temporary citizenship of 532,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that they're just saying, get out to. And again, every single one of those people is contributing to the system. They're paying for food, they're paying taxes, they don't get Social Security, so they're just paying into our tax system and not getting anything back for it. I mean, we're stupid. I think we're going to find out how fucking stupid we are, to be honest with you. The hard way. Again, but this is all, I can't remember, maybe it was Pod Save America again. This has been a Republican wet dream for a really long time. Everything that they're doing. These are all things that they've wanted to completely dismantle the government because they don't believe in any kind of social safety nets. Even just like, you want a fire put out at your house, do it yourself, I guess. I don't know. FEMA, what's that? So again, I guess we're going to try it their way and see what happens. And so far, it's not going very well. And as it turns out, a lot of this stuff is actually not popular at all. But I mean, I guess time will tell how it pans out, right? This story is actually really funny to me. So remember yesterday when I told you that Elon Musk met with Pete Hegseth for over an hour? Well, now mysteriously, the Pentagon is going to be subjected to an investigation of the leaks that are happening. And this is why. It's because someone leaked the fact that that Elon Musk was meeting with Pete Hegseth, and then Trump had to scramble and give a stupid, shitty explanation that doesn't actually explain anything. He didn't even ever say what they did meet about. He just said that it wasn't about anything classified. There's a 0% chance that's true. In any case, they're going to start doing lie detector tests to employees of the Pentagon. Again, can you imagine working for an organization where like half the people are being fired and the other half are being subjected to like daily lie detector tests? I mean, the amount of stress, I can't. I would definitely, if I had any money at all, I would quit and go somewhere else. There's no way. I would probably just leave the country. You know what I mean? Absolutely, I would leave the country, truly, if I was not trapped here. But if I were any of those people with the ability to leave the country, I would just go. Yeah, so anyways, I think it's going to be extremely impossible for them to contain the leakers in all these organizations because they're under a huge misassumption that there's a lot of people on their side. And I don't even think that the people that are saying to their face that they're on their side are actually on their side. I think that they're scared. I think that they're trying to benefit in any way that they're able to from this administration. But I even think, honestly, behind closed doors, a lot of Republicans probably hate his guts and Elon's. And so they're surrounded, they're in a pit of snakes, frankly. And it is just a matter of time before they get taken out in one way or another. by their own people, frankly. Yeah, I just think that they're really overestimating the amount of support that they have anywhere in this country. I mean, I absolutely believe that the MAGA loyalists still are MAGA loyalists in many cases, although a lot of them are starting to turn coat because of what's happening to the VA, and it just gets worse every day. Anyways, time will tell. Pope Francis is finally getting out of the hospital after his 5-week stay. He had pneumonia in both lungs. It was life-threatening. He had to be put on a ventilator multiple times, a non-invasive ventilator, whatever that means. But in any case, he's being allowed to return to the Vatican on Sunday. I believe they said he's going to be remaining on bed rest. Still, even frankly, I know I would rather die at home than in the hospital. I don't know about you, but even if he passes, it would be nicer to be in his familiar surroundings. But they believe he's like out of the woods as far as like imminent danger from that particular situation. So that's good. That's great. I'm surprised and I'm happy for him. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that Bernie Sanders and AOC are touring the country right now. There's a lot of rumors about her potentially running for president if we ever have an election again. I mean, I'm not convinced. We'll see. I can't imagine them allowing her to run unless they think she's like an easy like knockoff because they think she won't be able to draw enough support. I think that would be a mistake on their part. But, the rallies that her and Bernie are holding are drawing tens of thousands. Literally, Bernie was saying that the rally in Denver the other day was his biggest rally of all time. It was like 40,000 people or something. I mean, I saw the videos and it's crazy. People, I'm not in a very emotional mood at this particular moment, but I absolutely love Bernie Sanders. I just think he's a wonderful human being. He has literally sacrificed his entire life just saying the same shit over and over again and almost no one ever listening. And, it's very clear to me that he genuinely, deeply cares about people. He's spending his last moments on earth doing this shit. I think he's Christ-like, to be honest with you. I just adore him. And I love AOC. I think they're more representative of like where my heart is coming from politically. And I just care about human beings, man. That's what I care about. I care about human rights. I don't want people left out in the cold. I want people taken care of. I want us to have access to higher wages. Like that's my fucking jam. My jam is CEO pay caps. My jam is tax the wealthy. We don't need billionaires, and people need pensions back. People need fair motherfucking wages. They need to be able to take care of their families. You shouldn't have to be an extraordinary person to make a living. You shouldn't need to be an extraordinary person to afford rent in this motherfucking country. And in fact, I don't think you should have to be an extraordinary person to afford to be able to buy a house and put your kids through college. Call me crazy. I want people to be able to live, have clean living environment, transportation, heat, air conditioning, food, and quality of life. And frankly, if we don't have those things, then why the fuck are we in a society? I'm not here to just be milked dry by a billionaire. And, if you are, then get off my channel and go lick some boots. You know what I mean? Anyways, speaking of the United States and how it's crumbling to pieces, Canada and the EU have issued travel advisories against the United States. Yeah, good. Don't fucking send your people here. Yo, like, you guys, if you have not heard about the Canadian celebrity that was just, people keep saying she was held in Gitmo. Maybe she was. I watched some interviews with her. I haven't like completely dug into her story because this is happening she's getting attention because she's a celebrity and probably because she's white, frankly. The shit that's happening to Black and brown people is 1,000 times worse. They're literally being sent away to other countries, to mega prisons where no one's able to contact them. So I don't particularly want to give her too much attention, but I am saying I think it is important for people to understand that this extends to all classes, all races, if you're not from here, and they're also going into people's phones and they're looking at your TikTok, they're looking at your Instagram, they're looking for social media posts that are negative towards Trump. Honestly, like, this is not the time to fucking go anywhere, to be honest with you. But I also think that could potentially be a tactic to get people to be scared to leave, because they won't be able to get back in. Anyways, fortunately for me, I can't go anywhere anyways. I have too much going on, and I don't have the expendable income to do that right now. I got a lot of other shit to worry about, like this stupid fucking house that I own that is a money pit. Anyways, I guess now Trump is giving fucking Boeing a contract to build the new fighter jets. They're F-47. It's a new fighter jet, and I'm sure it's going to be worth billions of dollars. I highly doubt that there wasn't some sort of like foul play on the back end of this. Like, I swear to God, I feel like he either is going to like take a cut, or I'm like not even kidding. I understand that that's illegal, but I mean, never stopped him before. And Boeing is obviously having the worst year ever. So it's just interesting to me that they managed to win this contract, if you could call it win. I don't believe that there's not foul play here. But anyways, maybe all those fucking fighter jets will explode. Probably, knowing how things have been going lately for Boeing. Maybe the wings will blow off in the middle of World War III. I don't really care. So in his never-ending quest to be the pettiest bitch on this planet, Trump has revoked the classified access for Kamala Harris, Biden, and Hillary Clinton, and other people too that were part of Biden's administration. Honestly, this yawn is not meant to be like comedic, but that's how I feel about that. I don't give a shit. I wonder if they care. Probably not. I mean, maybe Biden does, but honestly, like, you kind of dropped the ball, babe. So now we have a snake in the White House that is dismantling our country. Cheers. Things are heating up in the Middle East right now, and they're going to probably continue. I don't know what could stop this. I really don't. Israel is certainly very much not backing down. They just sent multiple strikes into southern Lebanon, and Lebanon has been fighting back. They're firing rockets at northern Israel, and anyways, it's not going to stop. What's happening in Palestine is not going to stop. What's happening in Lebanon, anybody that tries to do anything about this is going to get, they're going to get pulled in, which is honestly probably a huge reason why there's not a lot of countries that are truly standing up for Palestine. They're just like letting Palestine go down, which is not good. It's not good. Sorry, it's always the cat hair. If you see me like swatting at my own face, it's just cat hair. So Homeland Security, it's not funny. I'm sorry. This is not funny. It's insane. That they would say this out loud is insane. Like, I don't know. They don't understand how this sounds. But Homeland Security is cutting jobs at the offices for civil rights and for immigration because they're standing in the way. They're undermining this administration's ability to deport people. Right, because civil rights say that you can't just fucking do the shit that they're doing. You can't do it this way. There has to be due process. You can't just pick someone off the street and be like, you speak Spanish and you have brown skin. Get out. Like, you can't do that. Civil rights exist for a fucking reason, bitch. So they're firing a bunch of people in those departments so there's less ability to do anything about this. Again, their plan in so many ways is just to cripple our system so badly that it can't fight back. They're hacking off arms and legs, right? Disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, I don't like Marco Rubio. I don't, but Trump threw him under the bus, like all 18 wheels of the bus. I don't actually know how many wheels are on a bus. Anyways, Trump is, and also like he may be incriminating himself because it says on the White House website that he fucking signed the shit. So are you lying? Who's lying here? Anyways, Trump is now saying that he didn't sign the Alien Enemies Act. It was Marco Rubio. But, you know, he's saying, like, but I like what he's doing. He's doing a good job. Like, yeah, but the White House website says that you did it, bitch. So now I guess your fucking executive orders don't hold, right? Like, according to your own shit that you were just saying 2 days ago about Biden, right? None of his executive orders held because he signed them with an auto pen. Well, you just said you didn't even fucking sign yours at all. You didn't even know it was signed, right? Interesting. Anyways, and again, like the flooding of the news cycle and the flooding of just like the constant bullshit in this administration, like the things that they're doing, it makes it so that there's not enough firepower, there's not enough time, there's not enough legal backing to go after all of the illegal actions that they're taking. It's a lot. And I mean, the legal system is doing the best that it can to try to fight back. But again, like, often they're, you know, the Trump administration is just saying, go fuck yourself. So again, in that situation, then what do you do? But I am curious to see how that plays out, if anything comes of it. Honestly, if I had to guess, I would say no, just based on the way that things have gone so far. This is the last story for tonight. Trump's like lack of understanding of how the world works is a serious detriment to him trying to perform the job of President of the United States of America. He's trying to order the Pentagon to create what he's calling a Golden Dome defense system that would essentially cover the entire United States to defend the entire United States from long-range missile attacks. It's similar to what Israel's Iron Dome is, okay? Israel is fucking tiny, bitch. The United States is enormous. We don't have the technology, baby. We don't have the technology. And if we did, do you know how much that shit would cost? Trillions of dollars. But you're cutting back the budget. So the Pentagon is basically like, we don't have the ability to do this. And now he won't shut up about it. Maybe you could build the wall over the top of the United States, honey. Why don't you get some bricks, get up there and fucking get started? Anyways, I'm hungry, so I'm going to go eat some more. I've been really tired this weekend so far. I am burnt out, tired, ready for bed. I'm going to be going to bed early. Maybe I'll watch something. Did you guys watch the season finale of Severance? I have no idea what that show is about. I watched the entire thing. I'm considering watching it all again. I love metaphors too. The closest thing that I can personally think that it could be about is maybe about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Or I've thought maybe it could be like a metaphor for the soul and the body, like the separation of those two experiences. Or even like the soul in the afterlife and like our consciousness here on Earth. I don't know. What I want to know, I wish someone could tell me, and maybe if I tried to research at all, which I haven't, I want to know what the writers were trying to convey. Because I don't really care about my interpretations or, you know, there's all these people on TikTok trying to tell us what it means. I don't give a shit. What were the writers trying to tell us? Anyways, I don't know if we're ever going to know or if it's just the weirdest John Malkovich story I've ever seen in my life. It was good. It's really good. It's just very dream scene makes no sense the same way your dreams probably. My dreams don't always make sense. Sometimes they do. Anyways, I'm going to go eat some pizza. I hope you guys are doing very well. I hope you're getting some rest too, and I'll see you tomorrow.